Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your September reading. This is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or Venus in the sign of Scorpio. However, if you just happen to find this video, there's a reason for it, and I hope you hear all you need at this time. Now, coming into September, energetically, you will be feeling this Page of Pentacles energy with the Six of Wands and the Three of Swords with the Knight of Cups that fell on top of that. Now coming into the obstacles positions, if you have not already felt this in your recent or distant past, we have the Six of Swords with the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, repeating threes, look into numerology. But coming into the end of September, what you need to focus on in order to overcome any conflicting energies or just in general, you have the Fool card with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups with the Eight of Wands that came out horizontally laid. Okay. Also, the Five of Swords wanted to jump out, but too many cards were trying to come out, so I just keeping it as a mental note that wanted to be seen, as well as the Sun and the Emperor card. Okay, so let's get into this. What is going on? I definitely feel like self-preservation. I feel like you guys are very cautious of where you are extending your energy coming into September. I feel like you guys go through a lot, especially when it comes to matters of the heart and your emotions. They are often taken for granted. Sometimes, if you are an immature Scorpio, though, you often take other people for granted, right? And try to play with people's emotions. But I feel like a lot of you guys this month in general just are kind of keeping more to yourself, okay? With this obstacles position, you're retreating more than normal. I feel like there's been maybe a separation, if not on a romantic level, from business, right? Needing to take a vacation or a hiatus at this time because you're just feeling slightly overwhelmed and stressed out, and it's a little too much, so you're needing to walk away for a little bit. I'm definitely getting that as an obstacle position, needing to seek higher grounds. But if this is a relationship, you're needing to retreat. With these two threes that are sitting in the obstacles position, I am getting a sense that like the angels or the universe is really waiting to give you the help that you need at this time. You just need to ask. I feel like you guys are looking for a confirmation and or needing some type of encouragement that you're making the right decision, that you're doing everything accordingly, and whether or not you need to really be rushing ahead or taking your time more at this time as it pertains to matters of the heart, as it pertains to career and where you're investing it, again, where you're putting your energy that extends outside of yourself, and what you're doing with your emotions, how you're working with your emotions, not letting them get the best of you, okay? Because the Knight of Cups came out on top of the Three of Swords, I just want to warn that you aren't acting in a vengeful nature, right? Where you're possibly wanting to get back at somebody that tried to get the upper hand in regard to you. So be careful that you're doing that. But I am getting that if you have been working on something creatively, right? A project that people can see, like as far as working on being a public figure, you're doing something where you are very well the center of attention, or that does reach a lot of people. I don't know how I'm really trying to say that, but I feel like you're working on that and needing to make sure that you aren't spreading yourself too thin here on an emotional front, right? That you save enough for yourself. Because I feel like a lot of people can get caught in a performance trap, making sure that you are making everybody around you happy, but to where you push yourself to the point of exhaustion, right? Where you actually need to retreat, you need to sit down, you need to take a break. So make sure that you aren't taking on more tasks than you can handle, especially if you don't have a team. You may need to be looking for a team at this time because your work has been expanding. There has been some growth. Or if you just want to venture out, and at this time, starting in September, you're coming into new interests that you may have. You may take up a hobby that you excel at, that you didn't consider before being a potential career path that you can take, but it is proving to be lucrative, or you can see it being very lucrative. Then just make sure that, again, you don't spread yourself too thin where you're giving too much of yourself in the beginning. I feel like some of you guys need to get a little bit more comfortable with celebrating your victories and not feeling bad for being in the spotlight, for getting some attention, needing to work on that, what the cause of that might be. Some of you guys might be getting stage fright. Maybe you had a performance, if you are in a creative field, if you're like an actor or something like that, and it didn't really go that well, and so you're kind of beating yourself up and you feel like, oh, well, maybe this isn't meant for you. Just take a deep breath. You have to kind of work your way up the totem pole in that sense, right? You can't expect everything to be great, like to go off without a hitch, to not have any hiccups. You can't be unrealistic in that sense. Just make sure that who you are around, and I'm getting that with the self-preservation that I did feel at the beginning of the reading, that people aren't just around you for the clout or for the fame or for the attention, that you really have a supportive group of people around you as well, that you are being that person. Don't just go and be in spaces where you feel like you'll be tolerated. Go where you are really celebrated as a person and for what you contribute to the team. You need to be surrounding yourself with people that also understand that they are part of a bigger picture and aren't necessarily trying to compete for the spotlight. Because there are just some people that aren't around you for the right reasons, or just by being such an open and soft person all the time, and that's maybe what you've learned, that you can invite in those that don't mean well by you, where you're giving yourself to them, and you are, how am I trying to say that? And so you are inviting people and allowing people to have more of an influence than they need to over your life, okay? Those that don't mean you well, those that just want to be around you because they feel like they can get something from you. And I am getting that because this is in the obstacles position. So this can be working against the grain when it comes to relationships, which should be a focal point for everyone this month, because Virgos are all about being of service to other people. And so the sun will be in Virgo for the next 30 days. It's very important that you understand the energy and what it's asking you to change within yourself and or in your external environment, what that's trying to highlight, right? Where some imbalances may be and needing to come back into harmony and needing to learn how to be more cooperative, okay? Needing to be more inviting as well. Now, don't go and run and tell your whole life story and be that open and vulnerable, but because you guys as Scorpios, and I have Scorpio placements more so in my Vedic chart than in the Western astrology chart that I go by, but we have the tendency with Scorpio placements to come across as really secretive people, and that can be confusing to people that are used to others being more vocal about them in their lives and like the role they play. Like if this is about a significant other, then they feel like they are a kept secret, whereas you just feel like you have a private life that you want to maintain. And so you're going to have to learn how to compromise to bring harmony back into that relationship. Maybe they want you to post them more on your social media. Maybe that's been a point of contention because you haven't been. You don't really speak words of affirmation. Or you guys just have very different communication styles, and so that's been conflicting, okay? that is something then that needs to be worked on, and that would be the reason for needing to retreat, needing to take a break. If you get upset at something that is said, don't be so quick to respond. Take a minute to really listen to what was being said. I am definitely getting that with this Fool card and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, don't jump to assumptions, don't jump to conclusions. There we go. Okay, and take the time to listen to what is being said so that you can make the appropriate response in return. Okay, some of you guys need to work on your listening skills, but I feel like for the most part Scorpios are always that listening ear and can provide an impetus for healing, okay, and really have good things to say to people. Can be constructive criticism. I don't know how well you receive it though when it is given to you, so just be a little bit more open to that if people are trying to give you guidance. But again, heed your own personal intuition, right? Because he is wearing purple in the Six of Swords. And so you're needing to slow down just so that you can hear what you need to at this time and follow what your heart is trying to get you to do, okay? I feel like some of you guys need to follow your heart a little bit more. Know that you are deserving of love. I feel like some of you guys, especially if you have been single, you are struggling with that, feeling like you're deserving of love because you haven't met the one yet. Just remain positive, okay? Again, don't jump to conclusions. Think positive thoughts and kind of put yourself out there, okay? Get yourself out into the world and socialize a little bit more. If you haven't been putting forth any effort, you really can't complain because you haven't done anything to change your circumstance, So just think about that, consider that this month. Like once you commit to something, it's very hard to change your mind because you guys are a fixed sign. So just make sure that you are looking over the details and you have everything in place so that there isn't any oversight. I mean, it's okay to make mistakes, be expecting those at the very least. But when you do hit the ground running at the end of September with this endeavor or whatever it is that you know that you need to be doing, if you're changing potentially your career path, then you have all the knowledge that you need to go forward, okay, and be successful. You are more emotionally intelligent at the end of the month as well. You're more psychically attuned to people. I am getting a sense of astral projection. So for those of you that are on a spiritual path of awakening, you are realizing a lot of things in the month of September, having a lot of intuitive nudges, having a lot of synchronistic moments. Again, with these double threes, I would say pay attention to that and read more on the understanding of what that means. Giving you a little bit of homework because some of you guys might really be interested in divination and doing some healing work or what is it called, like dream work. But I am getting a sense of astral projection here because this can be a card of travel and this is a very spiritual card. So if you do happen to do that, okay, just try to remember what you were being shown, okay? Because that is what you need to integrate into your life to push yourself further into your next stage of growth. So yeah, that is what I'm getting. If not, you might be inviting somebody to come see you where you live. This can be a man or a woman, so you might be doing a little bit of traveling by the end of September to go see somebody that you have a spiritual connection with, that you have a deep romantic love for if you are in a relationship. And there's been some distance that's been separating you because you guys either live some cities away, hours away. I would say at least 6 hours away, if not just across water altogether. So I am getting that, you guys. As far as chakras though, your heart chakra is here. Make sure that's not too overactive. I feel like it can't be a bad thing, but it can, because then you can be more selfish and concerned with self than other people. When you love yourself too much to the point of narcissism, right? We don't need that. But your throat chakra is also here, so make sure that is in balance. When you do communicate, it is effective. And your root chakra is here, a little bit underactive. So get that back into balance. And again, heed your own personal intuition. So your third eye crown chakra, make sure that is in balance. At this time though, give me a thumbs up if what I said did resonate. Share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.